morning and thanks for joining us for an abridged version of Nationwide today. I am Elizabeth Omori. Nigeria's Vice President Kashim Shettima has charged world leaders to move beyond pledging to performance and from dialogue to taking reasonable action in tackling climate change and its attendant natural disasters that have claimed innocent lives and rendered many homeless across the globe. He stated this during the Leaders' Climate Summit at the ongoing 30th Conference of the Parties in Brazil. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports.
Vice President Kashim Shettima, representing President Bola Tinubu at this annual climate conference, received by the Brazilian President Lula da Silva, reaffirmed Nigeria's global climate leadership with a commitment to achieving an emission reduction targets of 32% by 2035. The unveiling of the National Carbon Market Framework and Climate Change Fund forms the core of Nigeria's climate finance architecture, designed to attract billions of dollars in clean energy and adaptation investment.
Through these efforts, we are powering small businesses, promoting clean energy, and transforming agricultural waste into opportunity. Nigeria's geography, from the Sahelian plains in the north to the mangroves of the Niger Delta, reflect nature's generosity and reminds us of our responsibility to preserve what sustains us. This is why we are investing in climate-smart agriculture, livestock transformation, and sustainable land use practices that reduce conflict over resources and enhance food security.
Brazil's President Lula da Silva said it will take a collective effort for the world to fight climate change.
At COP28 in Dubai, countries committed to transition away from fossil fuel. We must turn that committing into action while supporting low and middle income developing countries that are highly dependent on fossil fuels.
Nigeria's third national determined contribution, validated and submitted in September 2025, outlines the country's comprehensive strategy across energy, agriculture, transport, waste and industry. From Belém in Brazil, Abdurrahman Jibrila, NTA News.
And back home, Senate is taking a critical look at aviation safety in Nigeria following the recent airspace runway overrun at the Port Harcourt International Airport. The legislative intervention took off with an investigative hearing on the incident as part of efforts to prevent a repeat of such accident and to strengthen public confidence in air travel. Ignatius Nkwo reports.
By the Senate Committee.
It was a full house at the National Assembly as the Senate Committee on Aviation held an investigative hearing on the airpiece runway incident that occurred at the Port Harcourt International Airport on July 13, 2025.
Though the incident thankfully recorded no loss of life, it serves as a sober reminder that aviation safety demands constant vigilance.
The Senate now decide that we should take it up, find out, make a correction, guide the airline.
Permanent Secretary, Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Ibrahim Abubakar Kana, presented the ministry's position and announced that it has embarked on the review of implementation of safety regulations to ensure safer skies in Nigeria.
This occurrence is still under investigation. Airpiece incident under consideration. The two safety recommendations addressed to the management of airpiece airlines were issued.
The committee invited the Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau, Civil Aviation Authority, Federal Airport Authority, Management of Airpiece to make submissions on the incident.
Results indicated Captain and First Officer positive for ethyl glucuronide, ETG, a biomarker of recent alcohol ingestion.
The Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority remains fully committed to upholding the highest standards of aviation safety.
What happened was human error.
It affects airpiece, it affects decision airways, it affects all the airframes.
The parliamentary committee states that the hearing was not just about one airline or one incident. Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
Away from aviation, the National Economic Council Committee on the Overhaul of Security Training Institutions has visited the Police Training College Non-Watai local government area of Rivers State to assess its facilities. The committee, led by Enugu State Governor, says they are committed to the success of the presidential mandate of revamping security outfits across the country, with the facility at Non-Watai among the ones in a state of emergency. Ijoma Uwoke reports.
Following the federal government's approval of recruitment of 30,000 police officers yearly, government is assessing the state of security outfits across the country. This time, the committee, led by Governor Peter Mba of Enugu State, Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun, and Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara, visited Police Training College, Nawatai, where it was observed that the facility is in disrepair. They discovered that the structures had leaking roofs, buildings overgrown with grasses, and lack of functional road network.
This essentially re-echoes the president's passion for getting things done and getting it done urgently.
The facility, which the committee says is within the purview of the president, the visit is to fast-track rehabilitation process.
It is drive to recruit at the minimum 30,000 police personnel. But you cannot recruit them without training them. And you definitely cannot train them in this kind of environment that is not conducive.
It's not just about putting the facilities together. It's a whole package. At the end of the day, police will be motivated.
Based on the data collected, it is the hope of the Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of the Police College, Daniel Okere, who took the committee around the facility, that in no distant time, the college will return to its former glory. Ijomu Gweke, NTA News.
To food security, the federal government has taken a decisive step towards achieving food sovereignty and eliminating annual post-harvest losses, estimated at 10 billion naira. This development comes as Kaduna State hosts the 47th National Council on Agriculture and Food Security. Musa Babali reports that a comprehensive survey of Kaduna's agricultural performance was unveiled during the opening ceremony.
This is the highest-ranking policy council on agriculture in Nigeria. It brings together ministers, state commissioners, farmers, private sector players, and development partners. The 47th edition of the council meeting focused on achieving food sovereignty, transforming the agricultural ecosystem, and strengthening nutrition security.
For us to reach food self-sufficiency or improve our current food self-sufficiency levels, we need to attain the full potential of all our commodities.
The Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari, stated that the core of the Renewed Hope agenda is to ensure that Nigeria attains full food security and sovereignty. He announced that the federal government, in collaboration with AGRA and other partners, will develop a comprehensive national post-harvest loss management system.
Let us remember that every decision we take must lead to measurable results in our community.
A detailed survey report on Kaduna State agricultural performance was presented to the public by the State Governor, Obasani.
Agriculture to us is not merely a sector. It is a moral and economic imperative.
Development partners, including Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations and various farmers groups, pledged full collaboration with the federal government and subnational entities to boost local production of staples. From Kaduna, Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the federal government has officially handed over the Geri irrigation scheme to the water users to ensure sustainability and efficient management of the project. Yohanasu Hassan Barra reports that the handover aligns with the Renewed Hope agenda of the present administration, which seeks to increase the number of farmers and enhance agricultural productivity by ensuring easy access to water across irrigation schemes.
For years, farmers in Gari have relied on this irrigation scheme to bring life to their farmlands, but today marks a new chapter as the federal government officially hands over the Gari irrigation scheme to the Water Users Association. The move is part of the Renewed Hope agenda of the present administration, aimed at empowering local communities, promoting food security, and ensuring the sustainability of major irrigation projects across the country. For farmers like Haladu, this handover represents more than just a policy change. It is a promise of independence and improved harvest.
Are ready to take care of this scheme.
Now the farmers are the ones fighting, defending their property.
We want to extend it to all public irrigation in Nigeria so that government will not continue to fund project after project without having the benefit.
When farmers are given the chance and opportunity to take care of their projects, they are supposed to be sustainability.
With access to reliable irrigation, more farmers are expected to join the scheme, expanding cultivation and supporting government's drive for agricultural self-sufficiency. In Kano, Yahana Sahasambaro, NTA News.
And for more reports, let's join Hingino in Lagos.
And welcome to Lagos. Climate change presents significant challenges, from rising temperatures, unpredictable rainfall patterns, to increased extreme weather events. In response, the Lagos State Ministry of Environment and Water Resources is hosting the Lagos International Climate Change Summit, LICCS 2025, uniting government leaders, investors and innovators to explore blue economy opportunities and drive sustainable growth.
Lagos continues to pioneer climate action initiatives, fostering sustainable development and enhancing resilience. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu at the 11th Lagos International Climate Change Summit, LICCS 2025, underscored the summit's significance as a forum for exchanging ideas, cultivating partnerships, and propelling climate solutions towards an ocean-powered sustainable future.
Our approach to this climate era is anchored on three critical interconnected pillars. We believe it has to be resilient, we have to be completely innovative, and we have to be able to create a financing model that would work.
With the theme, Blue Economy, Green Money, Financing Africa's Coastal Resilience and Ocean Innovation, key players in the industry acknowledge the summit's potential as a catalyst for transformative action and the creation of sustainable pathways.
At this year's summit, we want to deep dive into the many potentials inherent in the blue economy. The Atlantic Ocean is more than just a beautiful sight or a place to relax. It's a vital artery for commerce.
Since 2016, we have mobilized over 177 billion Chinese yuan to support developing countries to address climate change.
At the state level, Lagos is developing innovative water transport systems, coastal protection programs, and waste-to-energy initiatives.
Day one of the summit culminated in plenary and panel sessions concentrating on climate action financing and Africa's blue economy development, as well as the launch of the Climate Investment Opportunities Diagnostic. In Lagos, Adejoke Odeka, NTA News.
That's it from Lagos. Nationwide will continue after the break in Kaduna.
For joining us here in Kaduna. The Nigerian Copyright Commission has commenced a nationwide sensitization program to strengthen anti-piracy measures under the Copyright Act. Haruna Muhammad reports that the commission visited the Publishers Village on Jamal Road to educate publishers and booksellers on the need to keep proper records as a way to identify and apprehend pirates.
Copyright piracy remains common in Nigeria and continues to affect the income of copyright owners, discouraging them from writing as they are denied the returns of their work. To help creators benefit from their efforts on piracy, the Nigerian Copyright Commission is carrying out a nationwide sensitization program to educate publishers and booksellers to the need to keep proper record as a way to fight piracy. Kabir Abdulaziz, a printer and others say the exercise by the Commission would help reduce disputes that may result in court cases.
From then, I've learned from the past mistake we have been doing.
We really appreciate their comment. At least we're supposed to have something like this in our community to check what we are doing.
Ignorance, they say, is not an excuse. And there are times when we, the ESCOs, have advised and sensitized on our part, but hearing it from you makes it more authentic.
The state coordinator of the Nigerian Copyright Commission, Rukayat Muhammad, says the commission has taken several steps to address copyright violations, including legal action against offenders.
By virtue of Section 48, they are by law required to keep a record of the work they have received. When the copyright officers come for enforcement, we'll get to the person that brought that pirated work, if it's pirated, and once you are caught by the law and you are liable for conviction, you might be fined a fine of 100,000 naira, or 1 year imprisonment, or both.
The initiative is conceived to strengthen the copyright laws and curb the activities of pirates in the printing and publishing value chain. In Kaduna, I am Haruna Mohammed, NTA News.
Contributions from this end nationwide continues in our Abuja studio. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, Mohammed. Federal government says it remains committed to repositioning senior secondary education across the country, with particular focus on strengthening infrastructure and improving teaching and learning outcomes. Executive Secretary of the National Senior Secondary Education Commission stated this during an advocacy visit to Akure, Ondo State. Toyin Batiri reports.
The visit of the Executive Secretary of the National Senior Secondary Education Commission, Dr. Yela Ajayi, to Ondo State began at the office of the Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Professor Igbekele Ajibefun, where he highlighted the achievements recorded by the Commission in the last 4 years, noting that INSEC has made significant interventions to improve the quality of senior secondary education across the country.
Partnership will serve as a catalyst to accelerate the transformation of senior secondary education across Ondo State, ensuring that our youth are equipped with the requisite knowledge, skills, and character.
Whatever Ondo State needs to do to also move at that pace, we will do that, so that the quality of education in Nigeria can continue to go up.
The INSEC team also inspected an intervention project at Oyemekun Grammar School, Akure, to assess the level of work done so far.
We are happy with the level of the job. We are also happy with the quality of the job. And of course, he has promised that by the end of this month, that the project will be completed.
INSEC was established in April 2021 to regulate and reposition senior secondary education with a mandate to improve standards, enhance infrastructure, and ensure students are better prepared for tertiary education and global competitiveness. In Akure, Toyin Batire, NTA News.
To transportation, entrenching an effective transportation management system that encompasses the various components of development, essential for growing the sector for economic gains. Correspondent Ladi Bala was part of deliberations on ways to turn ideas to reality for the benefit of the nation.
Imagine a transportation system that is not just about getting from point A to point B, but about transforming lives and empowering communities.
A system that propels progress, sparks growth, and connects people. That is the vision driving innovation in Nigeria's transportation sector. This meeting is the ultimate platform for game changers, thought leaders, and industry experts to converge, share ideas, and shape the future of mobility in Nigeria.
Repositioning Nigerian transport infrastructure and governance models for global competitiveness could not have been more apt. It resonates strongly with the federal government renewed hope agenda.
True transformative power of efficient transportation lies in its ability to create seamless, integrated supply chains.
Transportation remains the lifeblood of every society. We must address 4 critical imperatives. First, infrastructure optimization. How do we move from fragmented agencies approach to integrated transport authorities?
Stakeholders are calling for a revolution in transportation, one that is driven by data, powered by technology, and guided by smart solutions. In Abuja, Ladibala, NTA News.
Like a shepherd tending both flock and field, the Force Animal Branch of the Nigeria Police Force has embarked on a mission to strengthen the bond between animal health, human security and professional wellness. Minister of Livestock Development at the capacity building announced that drones will soon be deployed for surveillance and management of grazing reserves as it promises to work closely with the Nigeria Police Force Animal Ranch to increase and integrate animal health monitoring into national security frameworks. Francis Form reports.
Farmer herder conflicts, livestock disease outbreaks, and animal health challenges have long posed significant threats to both national security and food stability in Nigeria. This two-day in-house capacity building workshop for its veterinarians and para-professionals is one way the Nigeria Police Force Animal Branch is using to address these intersecting concerns.
Recently, the IG also gave directive for the establishment of the Nigerian Police Livestock Ranger Unit.
We saw the need to, build their capacity with innovative, cutting-edge, latest, approach towards solving diseases problems.
So, what disease control measures can we do without the Nigerian Police Force? Because they're in the front line for enforcing the provisions of the law.
Minister of Livestock Development, Dr. Idi Mukhtar Maiha, explained that one of the key mandates of the Ministry of Livestock Development is to address the root causes of farmer-herder conflicts.
At the moment, we are designing a template for eradicating PPR. We are working with ECOWAS, we are working with Food and Agriculture Organization. For us, half of the battle is won, simply because apart from veterinarians, you are also security officers.
The training focuses on animal disease surveillance and reporting, farmer-herder conflict resolution, and professional wellness with the team, animal disease surveillance and conflict resolution, building resilient policing system. Francis Form, NTA News.
To electrification, the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission says it is driving a new approach in line with the evolving security electricity market to achieve adequate and affordable electricity supply in Nigeria. The Commission insists on discipline by market participants to boost investors' confidence, adding that henceforth defaulting players will be shown the way out. Joshua Ojito reports.
The guiding instruments of the power sector are regulations and orders by the umpire, the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, to industry players and customers.
There must be an alignment between policy, technology and regulation.
The institution has developed from an infant institution learning the ropes of regulation to a world-class institution that is serving the needs of Nigerians.
They have punished the licenses where they made significant, where they make flaw, ensuring that we have key priority projects, both at the distribution level. It led us to what we created or developed, which was the performance improvement plan.
Through performance monitoring and grid stability initiatives, the Commission says it has continued to ensure that Nigerians get value for every kilowatt consumed. Stakeholders agree that while challenges remain, the Commission's consistent reforms have laid the foundation for a more transparent, accountable and sustainable electricity industry in Nigeria. Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
Talking health, the Northwest Governors Forum is now strengthening collaboration and mobilizing resources towards addressing malnutrition crisis in the region. This is coming as the forum opened a new vista with international agencies and civil society organizations to tackle the health challenge. Correspondent Abubakar Kwanga reports.
Statistics from UNICEF Nigeria shows that an estimated 2 million children suffer from severe acute malnutrition in Nigeria, yet only 20% are receiving treatment. New primary data collected in July 2025 by the Nigerian Red Cross Society shows that 47% to 47.8% of children assessed are suffering from 3 local government areas of Zango and Kankara in Katsina State and Wamako in Sokoto State. This data is now setting an agenda for the 7 states of the Northwest region, with Katsina State serving as a launching pad for addressing the problems.
Children are over 2 years old. Only 7% of malnutrition of them are represented in outpatient facility, while 30% are in inpatient.
The governments of the Northwest alone cannot address the issues. We need support of the development partners, NGOs, other government agencies, so that we can all put our heads together and mobilize the resources to address the issues.
As a first step measure, more health comprehensive systems are put in place with enhanced budgetary allocation to contain factors influencing malnutrition in the region. In Abuja, Abubakar Akwanga, NTA News.
And next is sports update.
The trio of Fatai Balogun, Samuel Kekere, and Sadiq Ajibade, competing in the combat and blind sambo categories, will be competing against world opposition in Nigeria's second appearance at the World Sambo Championship in Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan, Friday. President of Sambo Association of Nigeria, Lovet Owel, and our stakeholder, Sherif Hamid, are expected to lead Nigeria's delegation at the event and attend the World Congress.
We are fully prepared, going by what we've been taught.
In beach soccer, Day 2 actions of the 2025 Nigeria Beach Soccer League Super Finals at the Jabi Lake Park, Abuja, continues Friday as the race to win the league gets fierce. Jigawa Golden Stars Beach Soccer Club and Kana Beach Soccer Club will lock arms, while Ibom BSC and Kebbi Fishers Beach Soccer Club will trade tackles in the last group game. In football, Enugu Rangers and Shooting Stars of Ibadan will rekindle old football rivalry in match day 12 of the Nigerian Premier League this Sunday. With sports update, Olumide Eguntola, NTA News.
And Sports Update concludes nationwide this evening. Thank you so much for your time. I'm Elizabeth Omori.